G'day and welcome to a JoeJoeMoto how-to video. Today I'm changing brake pads on Brembo brakes. It's pretty much the same thing on all of the Brembo braked bikes. Today we got a 2004 Husqvarna 650, but it's the same on the KTMs and the new Husqvarnas and all the rest of it. So start by removing this pin. I mean, they're no tool removal and whatever, but obviously it's a bit easier to do it with a pair of pliers. And you'll see that today this one has had these brake pads on for a very, very long time. So that's a simple little sort of R-clip pin there that they have two of usually. So here's a newer model Brembo brake here. They're a little bit sort of easier on these bikes because it just slides out. You've actually got a pin here that you can give a little tap to just back the slide pin right out once you've got the two little R-clips out. This one's a little bit different and a little bit seized. So there we go. Out she goes. Okay, so on the older model Brembo brakes, instead of having the double pins on the back brake, you've got a single pin and this little slide collar here that fits into the recess right here, and it actually just sort of holds it into place. So it's as simple as a center punch in there and knocking it out until that little collar releases in its home there. From there, we've got, as simple as this, the brake pads are going to come out. So these brake pads are sort of far from worn out, however they're very, very old. So we're putting this new brake pad in. Just going to go through, you do your own research about sintered and non-sintered pads and this, that and the other. I mean, I always use just genuine Brembo brakes on my brake pads on my bike. So that's up to you. You decide that one. Once you've got the old brake pads out and you've got the new ones there ready to go, obviously they're going to be different sizes. These are worn down, these are brand new, so they're going to have a lot more meat on them. So what we've got to do is we put one of them in and then squish the brake pad across to compress the piston in the brake here, and that'll let us put the new pads in, even though they're a little bit bigger. Ugh, we're really close. Okay, once these pins are back in, I always like to check the slide here. You can see, if it's getting majorly grooved or worn. If it does, then you just replace them. You can probably just see this one's starting to wear a fair bit. It's on a lot older bike too, so it's doing pretty well. This one's a bit rusty. I might even give it a quick little sand and a bit of a lube. Okay, that one's nicely clean now. There's just a bit of just using a bit of silicone spray here. We're going to slide the pin back in, and I might even get the pin to the other side to get it to wear on the other side there. Just line up your R-clip hole there when you knock it in, because these don't turn super easily once they're in there, once this collar's locked down. So just line it up so that you've got the hole facing up and down, and that way you can slide your R-clip in nicely. That's all lined up. Alright, so that's all lined up. Just going to come around the other side here and give it a few taps in. Come on, there we go. Because remember, it's got that little collar that needs to be seated inside the little brake housing there. That's perfect. And I can see the hole. Ooh. Can see the hole for the R-clip. So we get that guy down there. A few little taps. There we go, R-clip's back on, and actually the slider's feeling nice and free in there now, which is really good. Well lubed up, and that's sort of ready to test. New pads in. Good brakes. Nice and solid. Good to go. Alright, so front pads are much the same as the newer model bikes. There's the two clips here to pull out, and you just push the pin through. So let's do that. Okay. One R clip. Just keep them safe. One R clip and another R clip. Nice and simple. And then the pin. Just got to get the spokes in the right spot. Yeah. There we go. Now your slide pin will come out. This one's not looking too bad at all. It's pretty clean. Not too much wear, which is good. And your brake pads will come out the bottom like that and like that. And again, you know, you're going to have the difference in size because they're new pads, so you have to lever open the caliper a bit. Another one in. Okay, and now we just clips back in. Just a little note when you're doing the clips, make sure the clips aren't sort of facing outwards, because if they're facing outwards they're prone to catching on things and getting ripped off. Okay, both clips in nicely there. So we'll just give it a little test out. Make sure it's spinning freely. Give the front brakes a few pumps. There we go. Working very nicely. Right, so now you've got new brake pads in. Just test them slowly. You know, just make sure they're all working on the stand here. There's no binding, no grinding or anything like that happening, and they're releasing, so the wheels are spinning freely. Make sure there's no worries with that. Now might be the time to replace your brake fluid as well. It's a quick and simple job. So bedding in process, head out for a ride. Just start sort of slowly, and I mean, this is how I've always bed them in. There's probably a million different ways as usual when you read them on the internet. I just coast up, you know, third gear a little bit fast, and you just slowly put the brakes on and come to a complete stop. And then you ride again, brakes on a little bit harder, come to a complete stop. And you just run that many times, you know, probably 10 or 20 times, going a little bit faster each time. The only thing that I don't know where I got it from or where I read it or whatever, but that coming to a complete stop, I don't know what it is, but you know, brakes on a little bit hard and then come all the way to a stop, and then start again, all the way to a stop, and then start again. And once you've run through that a few times, you know, you can pick up the speed and just make sure everything's safe and good to go. The only thing you don't want to do is, you know, straight away start really dragging on the brake and heating it up lots, because you just put a shine straight on the new brake pads. So that's my little how-to video on brake pads. It's quick and simple with the Brembo brakes. You know, it's just such a nice, easy job to do, so I really enjoy doing it. Thanks for watching, and I guess we'll see you on the next how-to video.